swinging to me. Yes, he was on that radio singing, setting my chickens free. Hey, I was having me a good time till Johnny came on that old 3B. He said the sign reads open on that chicken coop around the bend. He said, I know it ain't much a warning, but it's the best I can do for you, friend.
Man, I just cleaned this windshield this morning. Couldn't tell it. Leaving Wind River Reservation, entering Boysen State Park. State historical marker. Original dam site. 45 mile an hour. So when I spoke to Ronnie, he said after you come out the tunnels, you go about 2 miles where the power lines cross over the roadway. Right about there should be a road to the right. So we shall see. So you cannot see the can from the road. Behind some buildings or something or other. Another marker on the right hand side. There's the dam, the Boysen Reservoir. That's what feeds the Bighorn River. Okay, now the high tension wires. Another marker. Okay, so I wondered if this is the wires he's talking about. Would have to be. Take a look, see. Answer. Hello. Hey there. What do you want? Uh-oh. Yeah. Yes. You mean when we mix them? Hello? Hello? Okay, so that was not the road. Go down here a little bit further. Oh, look at all them campers. Evidently not that set of power lines, huh? Alrighty, no biggie. We'll keep strolling. I see power lines up ahead. Crossing the road, so that'll probably be it. Leaving Wind River Reservation. Electrical substation there on the left. And some big power lines going across the road. So it should be the next right. Street sign here. I bet this is it. This is it. Aldeana Drive. Thank you, Ronnie. Sure do appreciate those directions. I'll be roaming around here forever. Chateau Villa. All right. Must be the old highway. find our way through here. That's a beautiful home, huh? Right on the Boysen Reservoir. And there she is in her glory. 30-yard roll-off. Back up to it, get out and take a look, see if we got to throw a tarp on it or not. So I wonder if I could turn this camera around without too much of an incident so y'all can see it. Let's see. Alrighty, sit tight. Let's go take a look-see. Don't make fun of my legs. Okay, as you can see, we had to tarp it. I looked in the load in there, and it's mostly lumber. And probably could have got away without tarping it. But as a good friend of mine, Brian Hall, always says, safety, why risk it? All it takes is the wind to catch a hold of something, blow it out there, hit a car, motorcyclist, whatever. It's a lot easier to tarp it and have peace of mind knowing that nothing is going to come out. So I got her tarped, and then you see me spreading some stuff on the rails. You might be wondering, what's that all about? Well, the rails is what the rails of the can ride on. And so you got to keep them lubricated. A lot of people use oil. I like to use soap. Like dish soap, palm olive, Dove, whatever. Oil builds up a lot of dirt. Dishwashing soap will wash right off. So that's what I was doing. Putting a little bit of soap on the rails. You get this camera down, you might be able to see what I'm talking about. See them rails right there? The can rides up on them. Put a little bit of lubrication on there. Makes it a lot smoother. Our hooks, make sure they're hooked in, and they are in the back. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay, we're all loaded up. Can is secured. Load is secured. Tarped. Don't have to worry about anything blowing out. There was some cardboard and plastic containers underneath all the wood, and I just didn't want to take a chance of having something blow out, God forbid, hit somebody, because I was too lazy to get out and throw a tarp on there and do 15 minutes worth of work. So that is what we did. Tarped her up. Quite understand the gate here when you can just roll around it, but and the only reason I went around it is because there was tracks there. People were going around it. Maybe that's the future driveway, huh? I won't be able to do that. Okay, here we go. Get back out of here. Get on the highway, head west or north. Back up through Wind River Canyon, Thermopolis. Backside of Warland, all the way back up to Bighorn Basin. Out right over there. like it. And then on my, if you noticed on my tarp straps, rubber snubbers, or whatever you want to call them, I hook them on a piece of pipe. Makes it a lot easier to deal with them. Being scattered all over the bottom of the toolbox, catching on everything. Clear to the right, clear to the left. So I put all my tarp straps or rubber stubbers on a piece of plastic pipe. A lot more organized. Mile marker 111. Love you, Paula. Time I see a 111, I think of my wife and Dad. Always been a good number. Everything gonna be okay. Chuck Smith, rest in peace. A true gentleman. Entering Wind River Indian Reservation. We're back on the res. Right here I did a video, Paul and I did a video on a motorcycle in memory of a very good friend of ours, Randy Gilbert. Passed away recently. He used to love to come down here, him and his wife, camp, fish on Boysen. Miss you, Randy. We love you, Lisa. Boysen Marina. And we're heading back into Wind River Canyon, work our way through the tunnels and come out there in Thermopolis. So enjoy the ride. Put some music on for the moment. Upper Wind River Campground, 2,000 feet. Trucks rolling south here. Most of them curtain sides, that's what they call those. They look like a van, but have those vinyl sides on them, like a tarp. Curtain sides, most of those. And most of the flatbeds load out of the Lovell area. Bentonite and sheetrock. Entering Wind River Indian Reservation again. I never will forget the first time I came through here. Must have been 25 years ago. I was working for a common carrier. Had to deliver a load in Cody, Wyoming. Never been up here. Come up here in the dead of winter, about 2 o'clock in the morning. It was so cold, there was ice crystals just falling out of the sky. Full moon, and it was like one of the most breathtaking, humbling moments of my life. I'll never forget it. Coming up through here, and it was just, that's what made me move here. I just fell in love with this area. I remember I got up here to Thermopolis. I had to turn left. I think it's Highway 120 to Cody. I was trucking along out there and kept seeing the ice crystals fall down. I looked to the left and it looked like there was a pack of wolves. I don't know if they were wolves or coyotes or what the hell they were. But I could see them because of the full moon, just all huddled together. Wind River Canyon Scenic Byway, that's what that sign said. They were just all huddled together off the road there, a little ways to the left. I don't know, it was just one of those moments. Remember I made my delivery up there at Cody and had to come back down to Thermopolis and pick up a load of cans. And I was hooked. One day I'm going to live up there. Been here over 20 years, 22 years. 600 million years old on the right, Gross Venture Formation. I don't know how the hell they know how old that is, but that's pretty damn old. 600 million years? Anyhow, that's what brought me up here. And then come to find out, my oldest son lived up here at one time. But I never put two and two together. Let's see, the time that he lived up here was way before the time I actually came up here. He lived in the town of Byron, I believe. Knoxville, Tennessee at the moment. Living with my other son, the middle one, with his brother. So, that's how we came to live in Wyoming. My wife and I were actually living on the road out of a truck for 2 years. Decided it was time to settle down. In 2 years' time, I had her in every state in the continental United States. So, from Maine to California, Florida to Washington. And but she'd never been up here. So I said, well, before you decide where you want to move to and live, I got a couple of stipulations. I do not want to live east of the Mississippi River, nor do I want to live on the West Coast. No California. I said, I want to take you to one more place you haven't seen before you make up your mind. Now granted, we've been across Interstate 80 in Wyoming a million times, but that's not really seeing what Wyoming has to offer. So put in a request for time off. We took a week off in Cody, Wyoming, rented a car, drove around, hit all 4 seasons in a matter of 2 hours one day. And we actually made it over to pier level over around Byron. The weather was so nasty, we turned around and went back to Cody. And she fell in love with the area as well. And we decided then and there, we're going to move up here. So I talked to the manager at the place where I delivered to. And he gave me a few pointers about moving up here, which were very good pointers, come to find out. And I had a car, a 68 Mercury, sitting at the terminal in Springfield, Ohio. Had a storage locker in Buffalo, New York. And a storage locker in Knoxville, Tennessee. So once we decided we were going to move up here, we didn't know anybody up here, didn't have no jobs, didn't know the job situation, we didn't know anything about it, really didn't even know the climate. We just knew we fell in love with the place. So I put in for 30 days time off. The company allowed you to take a 30-day leave without losing your job. So I got back to Springfield, Ohio, unloaded everything out the truck, either the Mercury. Drove the Mercury from Springfield, Ohio to Buffalo, New York. Rented a pickup truck, not a pickup, a moving truck in a trailer. Went to the storage locker. That's my wife had a storage locker there. Probably can't see the people down there in the river canoeing on the left. Well, no, that's not. Is that a canoe? No, it looks like a raft. Anyhow, my wife had a storage locker in Buffalo, New York. We emptied it out, put it in the truck. I think we had like a 24-foot truck. Might have been a Penske or a Ryder, I don't remember. Put the Mercury, a 68 Mercury Montego, on the trailer. All that's to Knoxville, Tennessee. Went down to Knoxville, Tennessee. Had a storage locker and a car there, an Acura. That was my wife's car. Put the Acura inside the moving truck. And whatever else we had in the storage locker down there. There's that chimney rock there on the right. And we proceeded to head to Powell, Wyoming. Figured that's where we're gonna go. And we left Knoxville, Tennessee, and came up through Kentucky, crossed up to Lexington out of Knoxville, crossed to Louisville, up to Indianapolis, up through Des Moines, Iowa. I think we went over to Omaha, all the way over to Torrington, and Sheridan, Wyoming. Started going up 14A to the Bighorns, 14 out of Sheridan, Manchester, Dayton. We got right up at the tippy top of the Bighorn Mountains at a place called Burgess Junction, and that moving truck broke down. It was a Sunday night, the sun was going down, and at that Burgess Junction was a big wedding going on. So I took the 68 Mercury off the back of the trailer. I think gas was $1 bazillion a gallon there at that place. Put our last 20 bucks worth of gas in that Mercury and drove it down 14A. I've got a video of that road. If you want to scope that out coming down the Bighorns. Into the town of Lovell, Wyoming. We got a motel there. I think we already had a reservation. And we had decided, since we made it to Lovell, we didn't know anything about Lovell, didn't know anything about Powell, or anything in between. But everything fell into place. Paula got a job there that day. The fella and his wife that were the managers at the motel, Jay and Virginia Thompson, their son worked at a trucking company, the head mechanic there, that hauls the bentonite clay to these bentonite plants. They were looking for a driver. He also had a two bedroom, 2-car garage house for rent that the people were moving out of that weekend, the next weekend coming up. And we were flat busted, waiting for my last check to come in. So she took the job at the motel. I went to work for that trucking company. Then people moved out. And thank God they left behind about 50 pounds of pasta. I was in heaven. And that's how it all began. We decided, you know what, this is good enough. And that's how we wound up in the town of Lovell. And everything just came together. The moving company, Ryder or Penske or whoever, got a wrecker from Sheridan and brought that broke down truck off the mountain to our house, and we unloaded it, and the rest is history. Here we are. And that's how it all worked out for us. And there's a lot of things that took place in the last 20 years with us concerning health and whatnot, but it's all good. We're all good. And Wyoming has been good to us. If you ever consider moving to Wyoming, and you want a little advice, if you're leaving somewhere to come here, leave it. We don't care how you did it back in New York. We don't care how you did it in California. Don't bring your drama with you. If you want to start a new life, Wyoming is fantastic. If you you want to live like you live where you're at now, stay where you're at. I'm just being honest. Well, we're back at the one-lane bridge, huh? 2-minute delay. Should we time it? Nah, it don't matter. But Wyoming has been really, really, really good to us. Fantastic friends here. Most part, people say what they do and do what they say. A handshake still means something. We had some troubled times, and people pour out and care about one another. But one thing we didn't know about was the winter. When we first moved here, my neighbor across the street happened to work at the exact same company I worked at. He was from Oregon, Jim and Janice. And no, we don't get that much snow here. No, it don't get that cold here. No, it don't get that windy here. Our first winter here, it was 30 below zero for a whole month. It's like, where in the hell did we move to? Should have done our homework, right? And then in the summertime, I've seen it 118 degrees out there at the causeway, out on that bent night. But, you know, if it was perfect, everybody would be here. So, it is what it is. Adapt, improvise. As I'm getting older, the cold's a little harder. Old Arthur moving in, arthritis, but I can't think of anywhere else I'd rather be. Back over to Bighorn. Been back east a couple of times since we've been out here. Got family back there. New York, Northeast Pennsylvania. Go back there and visit, but I can't hardly stand it. Once across the Mississippi River into Illinois on 80 there, it's like you enter a different world. And I'm really familiar with it. I was born and raised back there. But I just can't hang with it. Not for me. So if you're back there, God bless you. I wish you the best, and I hope you're doing well. Okay, so we are coming back into Thermopolis. About 1 o'clock p.m. And billboard in front of us says, "Welcome to Wyoming's hotspot. Find yourself in hot water. Thermopolis.com." 45 mile an hour. Wind River Canyon, whitewater, rafting, fishing, fly shop. Wyoming, this area up here survives on tourism. I mean, people going to Yellowstone, driving up through these areas. It's been a tough year this year. With everything going on. That travel center right here on the right. Told you we pulled out of here with the motorcycle on our video that we did down through here. And here is the Thermopolis, population 3009, 4326 elevation. Hopefully this video is coming out better than the one I did in Cody. The one I did in Cody, I mounted the camera behind me in the window and that thing just bounced like I don't know what. The car from Texas. I'm going to move over here. Yep, right lane in. Yeah, that camera bounced all over the place, so I am going to have to do another video on Cody next time I go over there. And there was a fella there that had made a comment. Because I came through Powell, and then I turned the camera off, and turned the camera back on when I got into Cody. But in between Powell and Cody, there's the town of Ralston. R-A-L-S-T-O-N. Ralston. Boy, this is a cluster, huh? Anyhow, there was a fellow that was commented on there that he wanted to see the town of Ralston. I don't know if he's from there or lived there or probably lived there at one time or who knows what. So the next time I go to Cody, I will definitely record Ralston. Also, I have an email from a subscriber that is just practically begging me to get a video of Buffalo, Wyoming. Now, Buffalo on a good day is about a 3-hour drive from where we live. Now, I don't ever go to Buffalo, Wyoming work-wise. He even suggested buying me a steak. He's gonna bribe me. That's what he said. I'll bribe you. Please go to Buffalo. So somewhere in the future, I will do that. My wife and I will take a ride and go over the Bighorns into Dayton, Manchester, Wyoming. Come down 90 through Sheridan, right there at 90 and 25's junction is pretty much the town of Buffalo. So one of these days we'll get over to Buffalo and we'll do a nice video, the whole town, and then coming back over 16 into 10 Sleep. That's the name of the town, 10 Sleep, just like it sounds. You can Google that and find out what that means. How that got its name, I'm not going to tell you. You got to do your homework. And then over to Warland. So eventually, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, we will have a video of Buffalo, Wyoming, and Sheridan. I'll do the whole deal. I don't know why the hell I put my turn signal on there. I ain't turning. So, we're back at Thermopolis. Straight ahead of us is the Hot Springs Park. That's where we did that first job this morning. Now we need to get over. Left lane ends. Yeah, Hot Springs State Park. See it straight ahead. We tried to get underneath that bridge, but could not fit. I don't know if you can read that now. World's largest mineral hot springs up on the hill. Probably not. Okay, well, we are going to mosey on up the road here. Work our way back to Warland and Boysen and Graybull, up that way. So thank you for putting up with me and listening to my yammering here. Leave me a comment, send me an email, truckinginwyoming@gmail.com. Get a hold of me that way, or like I said, leave me a message. Appreciate all of you. Hope you have a great day, great week, and thanks again, folks. Until next time. I am not a victim. I am a survivor.